me double check that we are live on YouTube.
Oh, why did that pull up full screen? I did not want that so big. Anyway. All right, and I want my settings quality. They only streamed it in 720p.
Yeah, this is again because this is like him streaming the Rumble. All right, so we are live. This is him. I'll explain it in a minute. Now that we're live.
Okay. Hello, everyone.
Yeah, hi, everybody. My name is Kim Rudgick. This is my big sister, Jazzy.
Yo.
And this is Tear Your Hair Out, a show where I apparently get shit on by the dumbest motherfuckers on the internet. So I guess that's what we're doing. And Rob, I know you're watching, buddy. I know you're going to watch this. If you're not watching this now, you're going to watch this eventually. I'm not responding to your fucking tweet, buddy. Fuck you. Let's just get it out of the way. The real Cam Redgick, bro, fuck you. I was real from the moment I started speaking to you. This is me angry because you have said some shit and you got your buddy Gary to say some shit that is just beyond the pale, homie. And I rushed home from work specifically to do this because I am that pissed. Jazz, do you have anything to say?
I'm just impressed. Let me make sure that this is actually making noise here. I'm just genuinely impressed that these guys managed to do something that is very hard to do with you. Like, you actually losing your temper like this is incredibly rare. Like, we'll get fired up, we'll get salty about things. We will get pissed off, but the layers of insult that they've managed to put down is from someone who comes from not like the world of atheism or religion discourse. I cut my teeth on LiveJournal. I cut my teeth on Tumblr. Mm-hmm. All right. I have legitimately had people threaten to send legal papers to my house over stupid fandom shit.
Yeah.
All right. I am coming from the side of discourse where you are at risk of having your personal information leaked. You are at risk of having, like, people call your home. Like, one of the people that I know legitimately had someone call their landlady about this type of shit. So
yeah, no, we're not any of that from these guys. Gary, I'm not calling him the biggest pussy in Texas because he ran from a civil, like, normal conversation that me and Rob were having. Mm-hmm. Because I said that math, when used in a scientific context, is scientific, and that peer review is a part of the scientific method.
Peer review is the most important part of the scientific method.
Yeah, exactly. But no, because Gary is as we're gonna see, he's a Sigma male. He's a Sigma male, guys.
Oh boy.
Let's get into this. This is part 2. I'm gonna try to put it on here. This is part 2.
I've not watched this whole thing, by the way, so anybody watching
the first 20
this
minutes and stopped. Like, I can't.
Yeah. I know.
So bad. This is them destroying atheism. So, you know.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get into it, but we're here.
There's Rob at the Tim Hortons again.
Yes. No, I think that's the McDonald's, actually. I think that's the McDonald's. And
he's got a whole headphone setup, microphone setup. He's trying to look professional, and he can't even find, like, a conference room he can borrow for this. No, he has to be out in public.
Yeah, because he's apparently he suffers from a porn addiction, which is, like, the saddest addiction to suffer from. Honestly, that you can't control yourself that bad that you have to not just have Wi-Fi in your house. That's sad. I'm sorry.
So I got issues with the whole concept of a quote porn addiction.
Yeah, this is like this is the dumbest. It's all coming out of the new man Andrew Tate type shit.
Oh, so this is incel shit. This is all
It's
incel
shit.
bullshit.
Yeah, no.
Oh my gosh. We hashed this out in 2010 and these people are still on this shit.
Yeah.
Did they never actually get off of Reddit or 4chan?
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
And notice that this is Rob watching a restreaming. He's like streaming his side, right? The viewer side of the Rumble stream, because this is happening on Gary's channel. Because of course Gary is banned from YouTube, you know.
Oh.
Yeah,
what do you have to do to get banned from YouTube?
Exactly. And then you think, oh, I'm just going to go on Rumble. That tells you everything you need to know about the kind of person that Gary is, but we'll let him speak for himself.
Before we get even into that, my thoughts on if you're getting deplatformed in this day and age, it means that you are not approaching something in good faith. Like all of the people I know who are heavy duty into like debate and conversation around heavy topics, the people who are like, you know, discussing the roles of adult content in various spaces, those people don't tend to get banned because they're coming at it from a position of mutual respect and good faith.
Yeah.
To get banned from a platform, you automatically are coming at it from a position of bad faith, and that's going to absolutely color all of the interactions that you have in the future. So I'm going to try to read these two in good faith, but like if they're not going to be reading anybody else,
waste of time.
why?
Honestly. I have spent so much time talking to Rob and trying to be like reasonable and rational and as charitable as possible. And I know that you've seen the clips that I've put up on the new channel on Tear Your Hair Out.
Where you've been giving him space to say his piece.
Yeah, and like coming at it from a charitable point of view, trying not to. I'm not demeaning him. I'm not insulting him. I have defended this man publicly and privately against other atheists who
because you're coming at it from a position of good faith.
Because I'm trying to be nice. I'm trying to humanize this guy. I'm trying to have a human conversation with this guy. He's not my enemy, right?
No.
But the gloves are off now because of what you're about to see.
As we always do. So I'm gonna get started now.
Oh, and before we start, Rob, hosting this guy on your channel is a bannable offense on YouTube. I hope you know that. You are restreaming banned content onto YouTube. That's a violation of terms of service. I will be reporting you for that. I wasn't going to previously, but I am going to do it now.
I'm gonna bring in Rob. Rob, first off, tell us what happened with Twitter and where people can find you now. You're muted. You're on mute, Rob.
Difficulties here because Rob is a fucking boomer when it comes to tech and doesn't understand how to even run his own stream.
Your mic is muted.
Oh my gosh!
Fucking microphone on somebody else's stream. This is what the pre-show is for, Rob.
You do a tech check first.
Yeah.
You muted your mic, Rob.
What did we do? We did a 10-minute tech check before everything.
Made sure that my mic was working. Made sure that I had a solid image.
Right,
like
Rob,
tech check.
What happened to your Twitter? Where can people?
Yeah, Rob. What happened to Twitter? What happened on Twitter?
Well, there's just too much drama on my main.
Oh,
so I just
there's drama.
There's drama on your main.
There's drama on your Twitter. I wonder why.
It's not like he's not been pathologically hunting for it.
Yeah, it's not like Mike Winger of all fucking people had to call you out because you are a serial sexual harasser. And by the way, this is when did this was yesterday. Yesterday evening. I wasn't even at my fucking computer last night.
Oh wow.
Yesterday evening, Mike Winger has to come out and say, "Hey dude, not
maybe
cool."
maybe a little bit much.
Yeah, maybe a little bit much. Maybe, Rob, you should stop trying to sex up 17-year-old girls on fucking Twitter.
Oh god, she was 17?
Oh yeah, she was 17. One of them was 17.
Oh, ew.
Yeah.
Ew. Gross.
Dude, minors come onto my fucking shit and I block them. I don't want nothing to do with that.
Like,
no, but here you are. Hey, sexy, how are you? It's just some random chick you met. Yeah, let me see if I can find if the other one is in here somewhere. Where she's talking about how he was like bragging about being a black belt in MMA and how she was like a dateable woman or some fucking shit. You fucking creepazoid, dude. It's insane. Mike Winger, the motherfucker, had to stop whatever he was fucking doing and call you out. I think that says something.
Oh, that says something
think-
very loudly.
Yeah,
All right.
that says something extreme. But let's
Okay,
let's-
so
let's
drama
keep
on
going.
his channel. Back to what they're saying.
Yeah,
Drama
yeah.
on his channel.
Disengage the drama, and
Yeah,
you can
disengage,
find
Rob,
me
disengage.
at Twitter at Rob Loves Debates.
Oh yeah, because he was
So
switching
Rob
between
Loves
accounts for a little
JT
bit
is
because he
no
couldn't handle the flack.
I put it on private for the most part, but I'm
If
probably
you can't stand the heat, get out of the kitchen.
like this. It's gone forever.
He is out of the kitchen. He's sitting in the lobby of the McDonald's.
So Rob Loves Debates.
Homeless behavior, hand to God.
Homeless behavior,
Rob
bro.
killed Apologetics.
Rob Pilled Apologetics.
Are you ready to get Rob pilled,
Okay,
Jeff?
so I
Are we
wanted
ready
to,
to get Rob pilled?
Get into it, you know, I've lost
I have fun
a lot
context
of
for that
thinking and
particular
energy,
meme in a bit.
debating with atheists. I just find it
Yeah.
dishonest, and I find it pointless a lot of times because.
What I mean,
a
Aaron
reasonable
said that he's a
dialogue,
hater.
a reasonable conversation.
I mean, I
was
can't.
talking to Kem. And
There.
I can't take him
First mention, nothing 2 minutes in. Here we go.
serious. I can't take Aaron serious.
You can't take
I
me
can't take
seriously,
anything
Rob?
serious. I can
You
debate
can't
it.
take
Well,
me
Zach-
seriously. Holy shit. I have seen the conversations you had with Peter, with Aaron, with Jackson Wheat, with everyone. I am the most charitable person you have spoken to online. Period. Bar none. I
You know
give
why-
the most fucking room. Bar none.
You know why he says he can't take you seriously? It's because the man is a fucking clown.
Yeah, exactly. A fucking clown.
Like, so far of the behavior I've seen him put up online, he has not been half as eloquent and clear-minded in his arguments. He has not been like I've been watching through the conversations that you've had with Rob on the stream that you did once upon a time.
Yeah.
And that wasn't
One of
even
the
like 2
several.
weeks ago. But yeah, and I'm just like, the man is not presenting himself as an authority. He's not presenting himself as
Oh no, but he is. He is. Don't you know that he is an actual preacher at an actual church?
okay. I would like to know where, because preaching.
I can bring it up right now. Let me run through my DMs with my good friend Peter from YouTube. Gonna go for it. Hey Peter, how you doing?
Okay.
Where is this? I will bring it up right now. He goes to Hess Street Baptist Mission in Hamilton, Ontario. Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. 179 Hess Street North. And apparently, one of the people who is involved in the drama, of his serial sexual harassment, contacted the priest, the main guy, the main preacher, the leader of the church. And he was like, yep, that's our boy. We love him. He's going to keep preaching. We're so proud of him. If you live anywhere near Hamilton, Ontario, I just like, how are you okay with these kinds of people doing this shit publicly? This is one of your community members, Hamilton, Ontario, sexually harassing women, minors, saying stupid shit.
They don't even have a website.
I mean, Aaron said that I lied about him. I said you hate logic, you hate reason, you hate God, you hate science. I said, so yeah, you're a hater.
So the problem is that these people don't understand what any of these words are. They don't know what logic.
Yeah, we're the ones
The thing
who
is,
don't
and then
understand.
Aaron
Gary.
said that I lied because I lied about everything that I just said that I said about him on Twitter.
He doesn't know what a lie is. A lie is something that you believe is wrong, and you say it anyway with the intent to deceive.
Exactly. The thing is, but morally, what is he? By what objective standard can Aaron?
By what objective standard? The fucking perennial argument. By what objective standard? This is the dumbest shit that you say, Rob. Every time you say this, you sound like a fucking moron. There is no objective standard. It is your opinion versus everyone else's opinion. That's how it works.
Yeah. The problem is that when you remind me the gentleman he's speaking to. I don't remember his name. Gary. Okay, so it's Gary and Rob.
The biggest pussy in Texas.
I'm not going to say anything there, considering I know people in Texas.
No, it's fine. I'm willing to say it. The biggest pussy in Texas.
Oh, anyway, so Gary is saying like he's trying to define lying, and he's doing it in a way that is really mealy mouth. He's trying to word it around so that it's like, well, if you believe that something is untrue, it's like the thing about the truth is that it's very definitive. Either something is true or something is not true. If you believe that something is true and it is not true, that is misinformation.
Yeah,
If
that's
you
not
if you
lying.
know something is not true and you say it as if it is true, that is lying.
Yeah.
If you genuinely believe that the information that you have is correct, we can approach that in good faith. If you suspect that the information you have may be incorrect, the appropriate response is, I'm sorry, I don't know. Or, hey, you know what? Let me do the research on that. You come back and circle around and fact check yourself. And I have not seen either of these gentlemen do that ever in any of the conversations you've had.
You're not going to watch them do it once. In this
Because they're not
entire
interested in
37-minute
facts and they're not
fucking
interested in the
diatribe,
truth.
they don't do it once.
Say that I'm lying in his worldview, anyways.
He doesn't have, and that's
Exactly.
Why, it's just
So it just becomes absurd rhetoric, right? It's just
also
useless,
misuse of the
pointless
word rhetoric.
Yeah.
Look, and Kemp said that he could solve 2 + 2 or 2 times 2, whatever I asked him. Scientific.
I did not fucking say that, Gary. I did not fucking say that.
Peer reviewed. No, you didn't. I looked through that thread.
Go back to the fucking thread. I will bring it up right now. I will bring this fucking thread up right now. I did
Let's get
not
the receipts
say
up
that.
and running.
Oh.
See,
I did not fucking say that. Here it is. So he asks me, can you prove the number 7 scientifically? How about 2 + 2? And I said, I'm not sure how someone would prove math, but you can use math to prove plenty of things to be true in the real world, like the age of rocks. I did not say that you could prove 2 + 2 scientifically, Gary.
Except in mathematics, there is something called a mathematical proof, where you mathematically prove that something is true.
Yeah,
so
individual. I think I even mentioned this. Individual equations, yes, can be shown to be true or untrue. And one does not prove math scientifically, and you don't provide mathematical proofs in a science. No,
exactly. And it also depends on what version of math you're using. There's different levels of math for even basic arithmetic.
Yeah.
And as someone who has difficulty with arithmetic, it was really hard for me to learn multiple forms of arithmetic. So the Arabic numbers that we use now, I have a hack for reading them because I can't necessarily hold on to the numbers where they're at. So like if you see me write out an equation, I write a couple of my numbers really weird, and I use angles because the angles are how I can figure out what number is what sometimes. So to say that he's asking you to prove a number scientifically is disingenuous.
It gets so much worse. Hold on.
God. All right.
Let me bring it back. It gets so much worse.
Oh gosh.
He says something far stupider.
Oh gosh.
I don't even.
Well, that's the thing that you said. Like, remember, Gary, if I said right now that it's 20 degrees Celsius where I am, can you see the number 20 behind me?
There it is. There it is, Matt. Numbers aren't real, guys. You can't observe numbers. Numbers aren't real.
I cannot. Yeah.
That's why it's not scientific.
Yeah,
Right.
Math isn't scientific, guys. Math because when you
you can't see numbers hovering ahead of.
Yeah. What? What?
Numbers can be relative, but to say that
numbers are labels. They're labels for things.
They are.
It's.
That's what I was trying to explain to Ken. I said, even if it's -20 Fahrenheit right now where I am, can you see a -20 F?
No, Rob, but you can see how quickly a steel pipe freezes at -20 Fahrenheit compared to -19 Fahrenheit. And there you go. There's your objective, observational proof that there's a difference between 19 degrees Fahrenheit and 20, or -19 and -20 degrees Fahrenheit. There it is. There's something you can fucking observe.
So a really cool thing actually about temperature So once upon a time I was a glass blower and I was working with a company out in Arizona, and one of the cool things that we got to do sometimes was the dudes on the big lathe would get to make these really cool scientific glass pieces for the University of Arizona, like whenever they had a specialty order, because one of the dudes who worked with us was one of the dudes who actually pioneered the scientific glassworking program at the U of A. And so one time we actually made a mercury thermometer, like an
Whoa.
old school mercury thermometer, but then we also did an alcohol thermometer.
Oh.
And the thing about mercury thermometers is that mercury has a high rate of expansion and contraction based on temperature. And
Yeah.
that is measurable consistently across multiple zones of pressure. So we vacuum packed it instead of pressure packed it. An alcohol thermometer is even more delicately calibrated to outside pressure, but more than that, you need something like 100 feet of glass tubing to adequately to accurately make a proper alcohol thermometer.
Yeah.
So he's saying all of these numbers, why don't you see it hovering behind me? And it's like the air around you is a measurable temperature, and I have built the tools to measure it before. So to say that something is unscientific because you can't see it on an easily heads up display GUI for the world is disingenuous, and it
Man,
is
even if you could,
yeah.
it's so oh my god. Weather isn't real. Climate isn't real because I don't see the number minus 20 Celsius or Fahrenheit or whatever floating around the sky, so it's not observable. Dude, it's just stupid. It's on such a fucking magnitude that I don't understand how do you even arrive at this position?
It's because they want to remove tools from being human.
Yeah.
They want to
of
remove
course.
tool use from being human. That's the only conclusion I can make. Play the clip.
Behind me.
So it's not observable, right?
Yeah,
So
well, that's why. That's why I was trying to explain to him that math isn't scientific because
math
you
is
can't.
theoretical. It's
And
Math is theoretical,
So
guys.
The thing is, what's
Number
abstract and
abstract.
theoretical is not observable, right?
The number 7, for example, is an
I can't
idea,
see the number
concept.
7
I can't
on your
see it.
screen and my screen.
But can we just note the shit quality? Guys, please, guys, if you're gonna do this,
Get off the public Wi-Fi.
off the fucking McDonald's Wi-Fi.
Check out a hotspot from the library.
Yeah, dude.
You can go to the library and check out a hotspot these days.
Yeah, man.
Like legitimately, I am a stan of the public library system. You can check out a Wi-Fi hotspot. You can check out a laptop. You can check out a camera. The library in my town just recently got 6 new sewing machines that you can check out and take home.
Dude, Rob has no excuse. He lives in Canada. This is the stuff you're paying for with your taxes, homie. Go fucking use it.
Unless he's not paying taxes because he's not making any money.
No, oh yeah, because I forgot. He's fucking unemployed as well. I have joked with people in COD lobbies about McDonald's Wi-Fi, and this motherfucker is literally on it.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't exist in the physical world. It's a concept.
Yeah, it's a concept. And then saying and because we can't observe it, it can't be scientific.
Because these people are fundamentally unserious. They know nothing, and they know literally nothing. They know nothing. They have no intellectual curiosity to learn.
I take such fucking objection to that, Gary. Man,
you take umbrage to that. You are full on in umbrage mode.
I can't. I obviously there's no way that I can prove this to fucking anybody, right? Because how do I prove to you that I have a curiosity for nothing? Motherfucker, the only thing I've been doing for the last 3 fucking weeks has been trying to understand your worldview and educate myself about it to the fullest extent possible. Don't fucking sit here and tell me Jesus. It's so the disrespect.
Yeah. The disrespect is real. I don't like the tone that they take when they talk about people who aren't in the room.
That's the other thing. I'm not here to fucking defend myself.
Yeah, and that's the thing that you've done with me too. Like you and I have had conversations about your conversations with Rob and what Rob does. And there's always been the edge of you respect this guy as
I respect him as a human being.
Yeah.
I think treated like a human being, and I'm not just going to sit here and insult him. Now I am, because the gloves are off, dude. You shot first.
The thing is that you have impeccable manners when it comes to people until they fire first.
Dude, the other night, before the Twitter drama started, I defended him against Peter.
Yeah.
I have defended this guy publicly and privately against people who I think have gone way too hard on him and have gone way beyond what is reasonable for what is essentially an argument on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what I get for it. This is what I get for trying to be nice and charitable.
And that's how they become atheists, right? Like, Kevin thought it was hysterical that I said you can't prove mathematics scientifically. It's like, it's so
This
dumb.
is a nonsensical
so
statement, Gary.
I just don't have time for it.
Gary, I have an idea. Thing is, we're talking about the scientific absurdities of atheism. Why don't we?
I'm gonna take the word scientific away from these guys and put it on a high shelf until they're mature enough to use it correctly.
It'll never happen.
Short people problems.
We can spend the next 15 minutes or so.
I was thinking about going the moral, but
don't get me on short.
We already started the
Gary's
scientific
going to start with that shit in a minute.
irrationalities of atheism. So let's just continue with the scientific impossibilities of atheism.
So, first of all, and this is
what are you reading, by the way?
Oh, just documents, paperwork.
Okay.
Just a horrific stream quality.
We're
going at 4 frames a second.
It's painful.
So the beginning of the conversation with an atheist is science is a methodology. They don't know this.
We don't know. We don't know that science is a methodology? What?
Science is just a word that means knowledge. That's all it means, right?
Well,
bullshit. Objection. How do you? What in the world are these guys learning in school these days?
Fucking nothing.
I'm pretty sure that both of these dudes are older than we are. Like, to be fair, I'm pretty sure that both of these dudes are older than we are.
I can't speak for Rob because I'm not Canadian, but Gary has been. I am so sorry, Gary, that you have been failed by the American educational system.
You've been failed by the Texas educational system.
Well, yeah, he's from Texas. I guess he can't. We can't blame him for that.
We can't blame him for that. But you know what? That is such a misrepresentation of the definition of science and knowledge.
Yes, the etymology, right, comes from the Latin word scientia. Yes. But that's not the definition of science. You fucking mongoloid. You fucking Neanderthal. That is what you are, Gary. You're a fucking Neanderthal.
It's dragging us back to the Cro-Magnon era one word at a time.
I will drag his ass down there, kicking and screaming.
They've co-opted what science actually is, because remember, science
means knowledge.
The thing is, you said it came from a Christian, Sir Francis Bacon.
Who cares? Who fucking cares? They said this shit in the last video. Who cares? It doesn't matter.
The scientific method, right? So when you say science,
the scientific method deals with 3 things, Gary. What you can observe, we can test, and repeat. So if you have observable, testable, repeatable results, then you have science.
Yeah, you've never produced anything like that, Rob, ever, by the way. All you produce is fucking Bible
anyone observe no God?
Can you observe no God? Yes, we do it every single day. We do it every single day because you have never once produced your God. Not once.
There's a really good quote by an author who I genuinely love and respect. His name's Terry Pratchett. And this is from the short novel Hogswatch. And the basis of the story is that Santa Claus is dead. And so Death steps in to take over Santa Claus while he's, going through the process of becoming Santa Claus again. And so he's at this party where he's giving gifts to people. And Death says to one of the main characters, "We have to believe the little lies in order to make the larger lies worthwhile." And the other character says to Death, "Well, the big lies." And he's like, "Truth, justice, mercy, that sort of thing." And she's like, "Those aren't lies. Those are just fundamental truths of the universe." And Death says, "Take the universe and grind it to the finest powder and sieve it through the finest sieve. Find me a single iota of mercy. a single molecule of justice. These things don't exist on a physical level, a fundamental level.
They're human inventions. These are things that we have made, right, over the course of our history to make it easier and better to live with one another.
Yeah, and so that's a lot of how I think of when people say God. They're not necessarily talking about an entity that can be observed or measured. They're talking about this concept. And so when we try to ask them to scientifically present God, that's not going to happen because the idea of God is very similar to the idea of mercy or justice or even kindness, which you know is the core philosophy that I live my life by.
Yeah.
I don't try to be a nice person. I try to be kind.
Yeah, there's a big difference.
There is a massive difference. And so each of those fundamental concepts cannot be sieved through the finest sieve and found with a microscope powerful enough to see the smallest
because
particle
they
of the universe.
exist. You know where they exist? In the minds of human beings.
Yeah.
They are human-made concepts that we use to live better lives amongst each other.
And they create, the thing is that they are not necessarily fundamental truths of the universe. They are codes of behavior.
Yeah.
That we have then given the concept of moral weight. Like the concept of morality is a human invention.
Yes. And by the way, Rob, it predates Christianity. The first moral code, the Code of Hammurabi, predates your entire fucking religion.
By several thousand years.
By several thousand years.
That's the first written example we have of a code of laws. And the reason that we have it is it was pressed into a very, very long form storage method.
Yes.
Like clay tablets are one of the best, like fired clay tablets is one of the best ways to store information. Which is why we have the Code of Hammurabi.
Yeah.
Human memory.
Well, one of the best methods that was available to the ancient world before somebody tries to gotcha you.
Yeah, fair. To the ancient world. I think the Code of Hammurabi predates paper.
You might be right about that.
Let me fact check myself on that. So let's go paper.
Yeah, we'll continue. Oh yeah, they're gonna start talking about abiogenesis again. Oh my god. I'm going. Oh my non-existent god! I am going to.
Okay, so 57 AD, 57 Anno Domini was the
acts of violence.
Yeah.
Oh, we are half an hour into this stream, and we're not even a third of the way through this fucking video.
So the Code of Hammurabi is a Babylonian text composed during 1755 to 1750 BC. It is the longest, best organized, and best preserved legal text from the ancient Near East. It's written in
moral code predates Judaism, predates Zoroastrianism. Yeah. It predates
the Abrahamic religions.
It predates the entire Abrahamic tradition. Shut the fuck up. You do not have a monopoly on this concept.
Mm-hmm.
Monkey turning into a person.
Nobody says this. Nobody says this. Nobody says. As a matter of fact, the only people who say this are fucking creationists. No reasonable person would say that evolution is monkeys becoming people. That's not how it works. And you would know that if you had studied any of it. You would know that if you had read any of the shit that we send you. But you don't, because you are willfully ignorant.
There it is.
Or my favorite one, Gary, abiogenesis. Organic matter from non-organic matter. Have you ever observed non-organic matter turning into organic matter?
Yes, in a lab. Yes. We've done it many times.
In a laboratory, we have absolutely... So in lab environments, we have created amino acids from inorganic compounds.
Yes, we did it in the 50s. In the 50s.
These are falsifiable religious beliefs. These have nothing to do.
I am livid. Stop calling it a fucking religion, Gary. It's not a religion. It's not a religion. It is the exact opposite. It is the explicit lack of religious beliefs. Nothing that I have spoken to you about, nothing that I've spoken to Rob about, nothing that we're talking about right now. No scientific concepts have to be taken on faith. None of it. You can examine the evidence. You can decide for yourself. Everything that you believe must be taken on faith because it contradicts everything that we see in the natural world. Stop calling atheism a religion. It isn't. And you look stupid when you fucking say this shit.
Do with science, right? Like science is a methodology based on observation.
You got something on your arm.
Observable, then it's not scientific. And they don't understand that because
you mean like you're God? Because we can't observe that.
Aaron Ra has any idea what the steps of the scientific method are? He has no clue. He has no clue.
He doesn't want to know. Like you said, he has no intellectual curiosity.
The lack of intellectual curiosity.
Yeah.
Always leads
more insults.
Always. Yeah. It's just it's an anti-intellectual position where they don't want to.
It's anti-intellectualism, anti-science, anti-reason, anti-logic, anti-morals. It's anti-everything sensible.
Yes.
Right.
They're really high on themselves, aren't they?
Yeah. No, listen, man. This is
the projection here. They might as well be a Cinemark.
Yeah, honestly. Wow. Yeah. All of these things that we lay claim to, you're anti all of these things. Right? Here we are sitting on mountains of evidence and we're standing on the shoulders of giants, of great scientists, great minds who spent so much of their time and so much of their lives trying to detail how the natural world functions, and you're calling us anti-reason. Wow.
Sensible people. Aaron Ra.
These are people with a 95 to 105 IQ.
Oh, and then he starts talking about IQ.
Yeah,
this is
like that's what we're looking at here. So
yeah.
Just the average idiot. And I'm not trying to disparage the average
Oh, no,
idiot.
I know.
Right? But these are people who can be, people can be led astray. And I mean, 90% of people will just follow the leader, right? And that's what you have.
We're all lemmings.
I mean, they can't.
Jazz, we're all lemmings.
Never once.
Never mind the fact that the lemmings allegory was basically just a bunch of photographers who got out onto a glacier and chased a bunch of lemmings off of a glacier for the video.
We're all mindless idiots following the leader. Right? We don't think about any of this for ourselves. We don't go and read the data for ourselves.
And once again, the projection is very strong. I would genuinely like to know whose voice they hear in their head whenever they're quoting Bible verses to themselves.
Yeah.
Do they hear their own, or do they hear their pastors, or do they hear their fathers?
Right.
To defend their position because they can't. And
remember, you said
we don't have to, but we definitely can. That's what all the evidence is for. That's what all the scientific papers are for that you won't read. That's defending the position, right? But we don't have to. And he's going to get into this later. But we don't have the burden of proof here. You are the one making a positive claim about the existence of a God that we do not observe in reality.
One word, just say one.
Sorry, you were going to say something?
Well, I was going to say burden of proof is upon the state, not the accused, but let's go.
Right.
One word. Explain.
Oh, we've tried, Rob. But you won't listen.
They can't do it, man. You know, that's why I said the reason that atheists spend all of their energy attacking theists is because they know they have no foundation to stand up. They know it. They know it. We know it. They know that we know that we know it, but they act like we don't know it, but we know it.
Now you're misquoting Shakespeare, you absolute fucking buffoon.
Yeah. What does any of that even mean, Rob? What does any of that even mean?
He's trying to quote Shakespeare's Henry V.
Yeah, it's fucking...
I know. You know I know. We all know Henry knows, and Henry knows we know it. We're a very knowledgeable family.
And they think
I know. I don't mean to disparage them either, but like
disparage. And yes, you are. Yes, you do mean to disparage.
Right? Like they like their porno, they like their X-Men pictures, their video games.
Yeah, and they think that they think that their X-Men are like the reality.
What? What? We think that the X-Men are reality.
Magneto was right, don't you know? He had a point.
Oh,
they're so obsessed.
I mean, they're just basement-dwelling video game porn addicts. Like, how much intellectual?
Right, and that's why you don't have
to tell on yourself.
Yeah, that's why you don't have Wi-Fi in your house, Rob. Right, because you can totally be trusted around a stable internet connection. This is that's why you're serially sexually harassing women on Twitter, right? Because you're not the porn addicted gooner, right? You're not the gooner here. That's why you're hitting up 17-year-old girls on Twitter and trying to get with them and bragging about your black belt and what the fuck ever, right? That's why you do your little MMA videos in the antechamber of a fucking bank at 2 a.m. like a lunatic.
Oh wait, he actually does martial arts videos in
Yes.
the lobby of a goddamn bank.
Yes.
God, homeless behavior for sure.
Dude,
he can't even record something in his backyard and then upload it later.
You want to see something else he did in a in the in the antechamber of a bank? You want to see?
Oh, is this the nose picking video?
Yes, this is the nose picking
I have
video.
seen it. I have in fact seen it.
We're gonna show it to the class here just to be
I would actually rather not. Actually, no. But before we drag this man's physical habits, I would rather we use any of his physical habits or any of his like physicality as a jab or an attack, because that's not how debates work. That's not how debates happen. We are attacking his credibility as an authority upon the source that he has said he is
I'm attacking his inability to respect people.
Which means then that we can't use...
No, I'm done. The gloves are off. I will show
I'm being the bigger person for both of us, dude.
I don't care. I literally don't care.
I care.
Anymore. I am so fucking pissed at this motherfucker. I don't care. I'm going to show the video at the end of the stream. You don't have to be here for that, but I am doing it.
Absolutely. That is fine.
I mean, can we expect any intellectual curiosity from a porn and video game addict who's sitting in their mama's basement? I mean, come on.
Never mind that porn and video game addict might be a programmer who bought his mama's house for him.
Everyone knows an atheist, right? Everyone knows the typical, well, at least one. What does that person do with his life?
I don't know.
What does that person do with his life? He goes on to Twitter and starts having intellectual arguments with people that he can't win against.
Yeah. What does he do with his life, Rob? What are you doing that porn-addled gamer in his mom's basement isn't doing?
It's such a specific straw man they're pulling out. Yeah, no, they are invoking the early 2000s fat man argument.
Yeah, this is just
they are pulling their insults from a playbook that hasn't been relevant for 20 years.
Yeah. No, Rob, you are unemployed. You don't have Wi-Fi in your own home, which is I just can't stop laughing at the idea of Rob shaking, trying not to grab his phone because he can't resist the temptation of Pornhub. I'm so done with this. Homie, you're not going to talk to me about what I've been doing with my life, okay? Because I've done more in the past month and a half than you've done in the last several years. And we all know this because you've documented all of it. You've documented all of it for everyone to see.
Basement, and he makes memes that make no sense, right?
Yeah.
That's what he does. These are not.
What did Kem say? Kem said it would be in humanity's best interest to kill God.
Who cares?
I did not say that. That is the wrong context. I said, if God is real, then it would be the moral obligation of all human beings to kill God because he has sinned against mankind and the price of sin is death. You are completely misreading here, misremembering what I said to you specifically. And he's about watch.
Who cares? Who cares? Why would humanity's best interest matter? If humans are just evolving,
the thing is, this is according to Kem, who doesn't think that God exists. Because
I'm not convinced that your God exists.
He thinks
Rob.
that it would be in humanity's best interest to kill a being he believes that there is lack of evidence for.
If he is real,
humans are just evolved pond scum on a purposeless spinning ball. Correct?
Yes,
Who
correct.
cares? Why would it matter what's in their best interest?
Because we happen to like each other, and we happen to realize that living in society requires that we do certain things, like not kill each other.
Right? They're no different than ants or.
Killing me is about as useful
Watch.
as
the quote of the fucking week is about to come and smack us in the face.
Yeah, I'm just a mosquito.
Genocide they seem to have an issue with genocide, but it's no different than swatting a fly in their worldview because there's no.
Yeah, but wouldn't genocide be good for? Wouldn't genocide be great for natural selection though?
Oh, Rob, you don't understand any of that. You don't understand what genocide means. You don't understand what natural selection means. You don't understand what species fitness means. You don't understand any of this. And now you sound like a fucking Nazi.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Genocide. Totally good for natural selection, right? Never mind that we
Never mind the fact that genocide is basically eugenics, which is unnatural selection.
Yeah, no, it's specifically you are removing stuff from the gene pool and making the gene pool less diverse, which is harmful to the gene pool.
It is in fact harmful to the expression of various traits.
Yeah. And Rob, before you say anything, because Aaron Ra, Peter, and I have explained this to you. Hitler, just before you bring it up, because I know you're going to bring it up, you little fucking rat. I know you're going to do it. Hitler specifically wrote in his books that he was inspired by the anti-Semitism of Martin Luther. That he believed that Martin Luther was a direct inspiration for his final solution on the Jewish question. The Nazis had "God with us" emblazoned in large font text on their fucking belt buckles. Do not come at me with this fucking point. I am done arguing this point with you because smarter men than me have tried and failed.
I tell you what they would have to argue is great for natural selection.
No,
it would
it's
be,
not.
Right? If you got down
Yeah,
to
I mean, I would think that like a global genocide, whether it's like a flood, or maybe it's like a more localized genocide, like
disease is bad.
Like a fire or some sort of neurological disease that wipes out like 1 million people. That would be good for natural.
Oh, I know what this is.
That would be.
What is this?
These guys are part of. So Rob is specifically preaching in a Baptist church, right?
No, he's a Reformed Pentecostal.
Oh, he's a Reformed Pentecostal, even worse. So they're actually part of a. This is actually documented by a bunch of different groups, but the evangelical side of things. This is your Reformed Pentecostals. This is your Deep Baptists. Anything that has like that evangelical bend to it is actually a really elaborate end of the world death cult.
Dude, the entirety of Christianity is a death cult. Jesus was an apocalyptic Jew. The whole premise of Christianity is apocalypticism.
Yeah,
and these guys have turned that shit up.
These are the guys who will lobby in various governments to start wars in the Middle East because they believe that's going to accelerate the end of the world.
Yes. No, I mean
when he's naming all of these different ways that the world could end, I'm like, he's pulling that legitimately out of the playbook of what he wants to happen because he thinks he's going to be one of the chosen few that get to survive after the apocalypse.
Yeah,
and
no, it's okay. It's okay to mistreat my fellow humans while I'm on Earth, right? Just because they disagree with me intellectually on a number of points. Because I'm going to heaven, which means that it doesn't matter what I do.
Yeah, no, I said that Jesus is my savior, so that means that he's my savior.
I said the magic words, they sprinkled the magic water, and I'm saved. I'm going to heaven.
My rituals say that my afterlife is going to be better than yours.
Oh yeah, actually, Rob has said that before on stream. He did an entire debate on once saved, always saved, defending that point. Rob believes that he's going to heaven. And so nothing that he does matters. Because he's going to heaven because he's already saved, so he's always saved.
A good thing in their worldview, right? Like COVID is a home run. It eliminates old people and sick people.
God, no. What?
Yeah, I mean, like, wouldn't COVID and the psychological like fallout of COVID and all that?
COVID's a home run.
Wouldn't that be great for natural selection?
No,
it's awesome.
No, it's bad. It's so bad. It diminishes the gene pool. Holy shit. Holy shit. No.
They learned nothing from the Black Plague. Just let them continue.
They learned nothing ever.
Let them continue.
They learned nothing ever.
And the sick people died, and there's more resources.
And that's where the argument falls apart. Is that Well, here's the thing, Gary. If it's good for natural
Watch
selection,
this galaxy brain move right now.
then it can't be good for the humanity of the whole. But if it's good for the humanity of the whole, then God can't be evil.
What?
Like, you know, it's like what we're doing is we're pairing the law of non-contradiction.
Can you please say a single coherent thing? Please. I'm begging you. Make a coherent fucking statement. It doesn't even need to be an argument. I don't even need it to be evidenced. Can you please just make a single coherent statement, Rob?
Finish a sentence. Finish a sentence with the thought that you started the sentence with.
Yes, please.
Contradiction again. Either God is evil or natural selection is good, but it can't be both.
Natural selection is not good or evil. It is not alive. It is not an agent. It is the name of a natural phenomenon. It is a label that we place on a natural phenomenon that we observe in the real, material, physical world. And we have observed it. Like, directly observed it. And we spoke about this when we talked about the peppered moths. We have observed evolution, period. Done. End of discussion.
Right.
Because these things are going to come up again. We're breaking the law of non-contradiction.
This is his favorite thing to talk about. The law of
non-contradiction. Natural selection is great, but they both can't be equally true at the same time.
Okay, pause. What is that?
Right.
The law of contradiction. A cannot be not A. That is what he's referencing. That is what the law is, right? Statement A cannot also be not A. Which makes no sense here that he's invoking this, right? Because this begins with the presupposition that we think natural selection is like a good thing. When it's not like
it's not good or bad. It's just a thing.
It's just a phenomenon that we observe. It's an unguided thing that happens. Yeah.
To apply morality to nature, to anthropomorphize nature, to the extent that you then apply morality to what happens in nature, is, I believe, very antithetical.
The whole thing is anthropocentrism.
That's it exactly.
It's anthropocentrism.
Which is where their arguments start to like crumble.
Yeah, you are insisting that the world must make sense to current day humans. What? You are as if the entire universe exists for us. What an arrogant fucking position to hold.
How lonely must that be?
What a presumptuous
the idea that humans are the only things in the universe that matter.
No.
How lonely must that be?
Or even that humans matter at all.
Yeah.
Right? We matter, but only because other humans, we all agree that we matter. Right? But we don't matter to the universe. We don't matter to nature because these things are not alive. They're not sentient. There's no agency there.
Yeah, that's it. It's about the agency of the situation.
Yeah, you're giving agency to natural forces that don't have any. You're arguing from a point of anthropocentrism. This is oh God, this is just so disingenuous.
And natural selection can't be good or bad because there can't be good or bad.
What?
There's no standard of good or bad, right?
The other thing is nature.
We're back to the standard.
Select, you have to make choices. Only conscious living.
No. Natural selection doesn't make choices. Natural selection doesn't make choices. It is not an alive entity that makes active decisions. It does not have a willpower. Natural selection is the phenomenon of the changes of allele frequencies in populations over geologic time. That is all it is. That is all it is. It's not nature going and plucking one species and throwing it into another environment. It is just things change, animals adapt, species continue or die out depending on how adapted they are to the new environment. Yeah. Rinse and fucking repeat. Over geologic time, millions of fucking years. And then we get the diversity that we see here on Earth.
And it's not even millions of fucking years. There was some really interesting conjecture that I saw once upon a time. So we're talking humanity itself. If you consider a a human generation to be 20 years, right? That means there's only 5 generations in a century. A human lifespan is only 80 to 90 years. And that's modern. That's more recent. To get to octogenarian or nonagenarian status is very recent. It's
not possible in all corners of the planet. Like this is it's so new, it's not even ubiquitous.
Exactly. Like the average age in the 60s was 64. Like a man's lifespan in the 60s was 64. There's songs written about it. So our average life expectancy in the last 100 years has shot up in a way that
science and medicine,
because of modern medicine, because of care, but also because of generational care.
Yeah.
But if you think about those numbers, 5 generations in 100 years, let's say that you have someone who let's say that you have a young woman who is 20 years old when she has her child, and that pattern continues back and back and back and back. There are less than 500 women between you and the dawn of humanity. And we have things that have generational cycles that are much, much quicker than that we have measured how those different species have changed. Oh, I am being called. Unfortunately, I am going to drop out for a bit. You continue to react to these guys. But that's the point that I want to make. How many generations between these guys and the dawn of humanity have they just completely disregarded and just
All
right. Bye.
Take it easy. Insanity.
Beings or creatures can make choices. Can nature even select?
No. It doesn't.
See.
Nature has no agency. Nature. It just acts on population. It's insane that I have to explain this to you. It's insane that every time I've tried to explain this to you, you fail to understand.
Word game, man.
Yeah.
It's a word game. It's just semantics.
It depicts the fundamental unseriousness, right? Of
Gary, you won't even talk to me on Twitter half the time. Talk about unserious. You dance around and laugh and won't answer fucking questions. This is ridiculous. You ran from a conversation with your tail tucked between your fucking legs, Gary. You were the biggest pussy in Texas, bro. You were the biggest pussy in Texas.
Their religion.
Like you said, like
religions before,
you
but
got like the
Mormonism is pretty stupid, right? Mormonism is pretty stupid.
Just calling all Mormons stupid,
sure. But it's still, but Mormonism is still intellectually superior to atheism.
Yeah,
and that's not. By the way, that's not a compliment to either of those.
No, it's not. No, and I don't. You know, again, I don't hate Jehovah's Witnesses. I don't. My best friend's dad is Jehovah's Witnesses.
What does Jehovah's Witnesses have to do? We're talking about Mormons, Gary. Stay on fucking topic. You fucking Neanderthal. You can't even get your thoughts straight. This is hilarious.
He was a lovely person.
Best friend is who?
My best friend's dad was a Jehovah's Witness.
Oh,
lovely person. I have no ill will towards him at all, except I want him to know Christ. That's it. Yeah.
But intellectually, Mormonism is superior.
I don't hate him. He's just a part of the wrong religion, and he's going to go to hell. I don't hate him. I just believe that he deserves eternal torment and hellfire for all of eternity, because he believes in the wrong thing. But I don't hate him. I don't want anything bad to happen to him. I just, he's just going to go to hell, and he deserves it. Yeah, because that's a reasonable thing to fucking say, Gary. That is a reasonable thing to say. You fucking Neanderthal.
Superior to atheism every day.
Yeah, I heard one religious view that the world, the earth, is on the back of a turtle, and the turtle is walking in a circle.
And now we're making fun of Native Americans.
This is what an atheist said, right? An atheist said that.
No. This is a religion. That there's a turtle.
Oh, okay. So someone actually believes that the Earth is on top of the back of a turtle.
The turtle's walking around,
which is still more intellectually sound than atheism.
What?
They'll at least defend that position, right? An atheist will never defend his position, right? And they'll just play word games.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah. That's the thing.
What have I been doing? What have I been doing with Rob for the past several weeks? Defending the position that I have no requirement to defend, because I'm not making a claim about anything, right? I just don't believe you, which, by the way, isn't a claim. Me saying I don't believe you is not a fucking claim.
Can do is play word games because that's all they know.
I had atheists tell me that atheists don't have to prove their claim.
Because we're not making a claim. Because we're not making a claim, Gary. We're just saying, we don't believe you. Show us your God. Show us your God, Gary. You're telling me there's a God. I don't see a God anywhere. So why don't you show me your God? No, but I have to prove that God doesn't exist, right? Because that's such a... that makes fucking sense.
The worst one is they think, first of all, they think abiogenesis, which is organic matter from non-organic matter, is more probable or possible than God creating the world.
Yep, we've got tons of evidence that shows that. Tons of it.
I've seen intelligent minds create things.
Yeah, same.
All the time.
Like it would.
Have you ever
except when the intelligent mind is your God, right? Because then you haven't observed it. You haven't observed God making the world. You have no reason to think that God could have created the world or did. You just believe a book at face value. A book that you don't read and you don't understand and you know nothing about. By the fucking way, I sat in a call with Rob. I know more about the context of the Bible as a historical document than either of you dumbasses put together. Because you idiots sit here and think that Christianity, that the Bible, is written for you. A modern day Christian. It isn't. It was written for first century Jews. That is the audience of most of the New Testament. These are first century Jews being spoken to by the apostles and by Jesus directly. You are not the audience. The book is not for you. But of course, you wouldn't fucking know that because you don't do any fucking reading on the history of your religion. You don't know where it came from. You don't know who started it. You don't know what the political considerations were at the time that it was happening. You don't know anything about it. You just flip through your fucking pages and you find the verses that you like, and then you scream at other people and you tell them that they're idiots for not believing you. When you present no evidence for anything that you say, you fucking Neanderthal.
Never. That's not observable.
Oh.
But I know Gary, even though I've never met the people or persons who created the cell phone that I hold in my hand.
Here we go, the cell phone argument again.
Was required for this phone.
I know two things. The intelligent mind created this, and the intelligent mind that created this exists outside of the phone. I can't look in my phone and find Steve Jobs. He's not in there. He exists outside.
Yeah, the thing is, too, is I can't look inside the known universe and find the one who created it.
It created it, right? It's like looking inside of Mona Lisa and looking for the artist. It's like, no.
You're not going to find Leonardo da Vinci. Yeah. You're not going to find Leonardo da Vinci inside the painting of Mona Lisa.
This is just the
stupid. You have to just outside it.
I don't even have to fucking respond to this. This is so dumb. There is a fundamental difference between your cell phone and the universe, right? Fundamental difference. One is an object made by humans, and the other isn't.
The thing that is created in time space. In time, with space, and matter.
And these are fundamental truths. What's the other atheist?
Oh yeah, prove it. Prove it. Produce your God. Prove it. Prove it. This is all just special pleading. It's special pleading. Your special God gets special rules to do special things specially. That's all it is. You don't have to play by the rules that everybody else plays by. You don't have to show anybody your evidence because you can say, well, God, and done, right? There has to be a mind. No, there doesn't. This is a presupposition that you've made with no fucking reason behind it. Only because you need your religion to continue explaining things about the world because you're too insecure about the futility or the non or whatever of your own fucking life that you can't sit down and learn how the world actually works. You cannot stand a thought that humans are not the center of everything. And that you are not the center of everything, right? That's why your God has to be personal, because you have to be the center of the world, the center of the universe. It's just, it's mind-boggling how someone can be this fucking stupid, this fucking arrogant about their stupidity.
Argument.
The other one is
Which
God? We can't prove a negative. Your favorite one.
I've done this a million times.
I know.
There are no Shintos in the Texas State Senate. I go through each state senator. There are no Shintos.
I don't know what the same. I don't know what a Shinto is. I've never heard of this. This must be some weird backwater Texas shit. And I honestly, I don't care. Prove that there isn't a teapot floating around in space somewhere between Earth and Mars. Oh, by the way, it's not visible by telescope. Prove it. Prove that it isn't there. Prove that there isn't an invisible unicorn standing behind me. Prove it. You see how stupid you sound? Prove that there are no bills in my wallet. That's you. That's how dumb you sound.
Typically verified. It's observable, testable, and repeatable that if you went into the Texas State Senate, you would find no Shintos. That's observable.
Are you saying Shinto is in people who believe in the Shinto religion? How do you prove that? How do you prove what a person is believing inside of their head? How does any of this make sense?
You could go into that Texas State Senate any day of the week, so long as it's open, of course, and you would never find Shintos. That means
what is a Shinto?
You have scientific evidence that there are no Shintos in the Texas State Senate.
There's no U.S. $5 million bill in my wallet.
No.
I can prove that. Negative.
I have no U.S. currency.
I hate blue cheese. There's no mustard or blue cheese in my.
Okay, I have no U.S. currency in my wallet. Take it, open up.
Just prove the negative. I can prove as many negatives.
There's some Canadian change, but I have no American currency. These are all Canadian coins, by the way. I have no Canadian currency in bills or in change in my entire wallet. Actually, I don't even have any Canadian. I don't have any currency.
You just showed Canadian coinage, so I don't. What is this point?
In terms of bills in my wallet right now. See, that's proof of negative.
And then I was talking with Cam on Twitter, and I
well, they also hear or the other one. I lack a belief.
I lack a belief that you lack a belief. That's not evidence. What can you prove? What do you have?
Or because I'm an atheist, I don't have the burden of proof.
That's what I want to get to. Yes.
Stop tweeting at me. Stop. I'm not engaging with you. You have disrespected me. You have insulted me. You have thrown me under the bus. You have allowed people, while in your presence, to insult me and disrespect me. When I did nothing like this to you. Nothing. Okay? I defended you publicly and privately against other atheists who I thought were going beyond what was acceptable and what was kind and what was respectful. I am not unhinged. I am angry because you have misrepresented, misquoted, disrespected me. Gloves are off, homie. I don't care anymore. And for the record, I am doing the debate, but I'm not getting on camera with you. I'm not giving you any more airtime. I'm going to cut up the rest of our streams. I'm going to post the clips on my channel. We're going to do the debate, and then I'm done. I want nothing to do with you after that. It is unbelievable to me that you would act with such blatant disrespect and disregard for the people that you converse with. It is unbelievable to me. As unbelievable as your claim about the existence of a fucking God. Just as unbelievable.
Claim you make, you carry the burden of proof. You don't get a religious exemption from logic. There are no religious exemptions from logic.
Projection.
Yeah, just because you're like you said, just because your religion is retarded doesn't mean you get a pass from intellectual burden of proof.
You don't. There's no religious exemptions. You don't get an exemption from logic because you're an atheist. No, you
like for example, Gary. If I said that Rob and Gary are not live on a stream right now, well, that's obviously demonstrably false because I can see you and me.
This is again,
and we're on a stream.
What
being
a negative is
right now. That's demonstrably false.
And I get this one. Do you believe Santa Claus exists? Well, what do you mean by Santa Claus?
Prove that Santa Claus doesn't exist. Prove that Santa Claus doesn't exist. There's my challenge to you, Gary. Prove that Santa Claus doesn't exist.
Mm-hmm. And they can't even answer that because they're so dumb. Right?
Well, the thing is, that's the thing is, like remember, like, what's his face? Quota card said, "Oh, warning, Gary."
One of the people that I defended you against privately. And I think publicly on more than one occasion. I may be wrong about that one, but privately, definitely. I spoke to Peter several times about how uncomfortable I was with Quotacard doing what he was doing. Low-key funny, but I thought it was unacceptable. And I defended you from him. And I regret doing it.
Just as dumb as Rob, and should be, his arguments will be just as pointless or something like that.
Awesome. Then it should be easy to I can take apart any atheist argument in a matter
No,
of
you
10
can't,
seconds.
Gary. You couldn't take apart a fucking TV remote. You couldn't take apart a fucking Lego Duplo set. You can't take anything apart. Matter of fact, the only thing I think that you can take apart is a marriage. I've heard that you're divorced. Why don't you talk about that? You fucking Neanderthal.
You know that quota
If
card guy.
that bad, take it apart.
Yeah, that quota card guy has been trolling me and another guy on Twitter for like months now.
I wonder why.
If my argument is that bad.
I mean, that quota cards guy's got, I think, maybe IQ of 50 or 60 tops.
Why do you keep bringing up IQ like it fucking matters? This is so fucking dumb. You sound like idiot nonsense fucking this is like r/atheism type shit. Oh, my IQ is 140. I think I know something better than you do. No, dude. This is the dumbest. This is the bottom of the barrel. You have hit the bottom of the barrel, homie. You're now talking about IQ. Holy shit, man.
If my argument is that bad, just take it apart.
Yeah, I mean, I think you said, "Oh, awesome argument, bro," something like that.
Yeah, awesome argument.
And then you said, "Let's see what I have to deal
awesome
with."
Argument. Yeah, now that we're done with that, take my argument apart.
Yeah.
And they can't.
I mean,
so then it's a meme, right? Then it's slavery in the Bible, right? And it's just like.
Yeah, but then the thing is, that's not science.
The argument is that the Bible is a bad standard of morality because it endorses slavery, it endorses genocide, it endorses war crimes, and I will go over all of this in our debate, Rob. It endorses a bunch of really terrible shit. At worst. At best, it doesn't condemn any of it.
But that's the moral argument, a scientific one. The thing is, the thing is, here's the thing. By what ultimate or objective standard can that?
There is no objective standard. There is no objective standard. Imposing the necessity of an objective standard is nonsensical. We observe no objective standards of morality anywhere in our society. None of it is objective. It is all subjective. We all have to agree. That is how it works. We all have different competing systems of morality. Okay? There is no objective standard. And you claiming that your personal conception of your interpretation of your specific version of your God is the objective standard is so beyond the pale fucking stupid that I shouldn't have to waste my time talking about it, and I choose to do it anyway.
Quota card guy, as an atheist, say that slavery is immoral.
Because he personally believes that slavery is immoral. That is his standard. That is his personal opinion.
They have no intellectual curiosity
at all. You're dealing with intellectual babies, right?
God.
I mean, like I said, I don't mean disparaging either, but like honestly.
No, it is disparaging. That is all you're doing here is you're disparaging and insulting people, Rob. That is all you're fucking doing.
I feel like I'm holding the hand of a small child, like a toddler. Like I have
more
to
infantilism.
Explain everything to them. Oh, by the way,
Rob, you can't explain anything. I have not heard you explain anything in a sound manner since we started talking.
If you run into that wall, you can't see it, but if you run into that wall, it's probably going to hurt. Oh, by the way, there is a God. And you know there's a God because Romans 1 says you know that there is a God.
You know that my book is true because my book says that you are lying to me. You know that God is true, that God is real, because my book says that you know that God is real, so therefore you know God is real. The most circular fucking argument ever. And this is the most disrespectful part of it, honestly. Out of everything that's happened here, the Romans chapter that you keep fucking citing is the most disrespectful part of it. You are taking every single argument in bad faith. You won't even engage. You won't even engage with people who have differing opinions than you. You will just claim that they are fucking lying to you about their opinions.
to God. What are you doing? You're suppressing the truth.
Suppressing the truth. Suppressing the truth that you haven't demonstrated is the truth, right? You haven't demonstrated this just categorically. Empirically, you have not done this because we're all still sitting here not believing you, which means you haven't shown it to be true. And if it was true, we wouldn't be able to deny it, right? Because it would be right there in front of us. But you haven't demonstrated to this. You just point at the Bible and say, it's the truth, and you keep denying it, and you keep suppressing it. This is so fucking dumb, dude. I can't believe that I have to do this. I can't. Look at what you made me do, Rob. Look at what you made me do.
Like you said, it's like you said before, the fundamentally unserious people, and atheism sets you up to say things you know aren't true.
I had this conversation with Kem the other day, maybe 2 days ago, and he was saying those are assumptions. I said no, those are observations, right? And I said,
what did Kem say?
Kem said like the conclusions I made about atheists were assumptions. I said no, they're not assumptions; they're observations, right?
Right.
That's a completely different thing.
And if they're observable, then they're in the realm of science.
When you make blanket statements, Gary, when you make blanket statements. Oh, no, Rob, you made me do this. You made me do this. You got on the fucking show and you insulted me in front of your audience. You made me do this. Do not sit here and pretend like this isn't your fault, because if you had not made this video, I would not be here refuting it. And it's great to know that you're in my chat, Rob. It's great to hear that you're in here listening to this. This is going to be the last time I address you directly until our fucking debate.
Olympic sprinters are fast people.
Yeah,
compared to who? Compared to who, Gary? Compared to who? That is a comparative statement.
That's scientific.
NBA players are tall people.
Compared to who? Compared to who? No, I'm not unhinged. I'm angry. You've made me angry. And God, I wish I could sit here and smoke to take the edge off, but I have to be at work in another couple of hours.
Oh, that's right.
My God.
That's observable.
Right, but then I said the average person in America is somewhere between 5'9" and 5'10". The average human being is about 5'7". That's male or female.
Yeah, I mean, I'm 6'2", but I'm not American.
Yeah, and the average person is 5'7", male or female.
Yeah, average adult male is 5'10".
Between 5'9" and 5'10", right?
Yeah.
So I said to him, the average NBA player is 6'6". Is that tall?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Compared to who, Gary? Compared to who? He's tall compared to you, but short compared to the Burj Khalifa. Compared to who? This is a comparative statement that you can't understand for some fucking reason. I don't know why I went with you in circles on Twitter about it, because a 5-year-old would be able to tell you that. Compared to who?
Because his religion stops him from observing.
My religion. Fuck you, Gary. Fuck you. This is such a disingenuous statement to make.
It's not an assumption that NBA players.
Here's another.
NBA players are tall. The average.
Here's another thing, Gary.
Compared to you, yes, Gary, they're tall. Compared to the Burj Khalifa, no, they're short. They're comparative statements.
Kem doesn't know it himself.
Oh.
He feels like you're being.
I am this statement right here. This statement right here.
Disparaging. If he doesn't know it.
If
I don't know it, then I feel like it's disparaging. Dude, Rob, seriously? You're gonna sit here on the internet and tell lies? When have I demonstrated this to you? When? If anything, I have shown extreme care in trying not to say things that I don't know are true. I have told you directly. Hold on, wait, I shouldn't say that. I don't want to put my foot in my mouth. This is just blatantly untrue, and the streams show it.
As mentally superior, it's because I am.
Wow, just arrogance. Gary, you are the dumbest motherfucker on the planet. You are the biggest moron in Texas, as well as being the biggest pussy in Texas. Shut the fuck up.
I don't know how to, if Kobe Bryant comes on as a better basketball
yeah, I mean, that's why I remember when you said it. You said about Sigma.
Oh, it's because he is? Yeah, when he's compared to you. but comparing to somebody else in the NBA. Maybe that result is different. You want to know why? Because this is comparison. It is a comparative statement, Gary. You have a frame of reference to compare Kobe Bryant to, Gary. You fucking Neanderthal.
Sigma males over alpha males.
And then we get into this fucking
actually, I don't know what
incel bullshit.
Tell me what a sigma male is.
Yeah, tell us what a sigma male is, Gary.
So a sigma male is kind of the same thing as I'm a sigma male.
I'm a sigma male. He's on the sigma male grind.
It's like, why is that more superior than an alpha male? Because I am an alpha male.
Because sigma males don't care what other people think.
Yeah,
alpha males are
okay, alpha males do.
That they're the leader of the pack. The sigma male.
This is
care.
This is Andrew Tate levels of incel bullshit. I don't have to sit here and refute any of this. You're both idiots for thinking that any of this is real. This alpha, beta, omega, this is you do understand that all of this came from like fan fiction, right? Like when you talk about yourself as a alpha male, you're referencing gay werewolf fan fiction, right? You do understand that that's where these terms came from in modern parlance. No, so Sigma's not real. Sigma was a joke. It was a fucking meme. Okay? So the Sigma male grind set thing is so funny. And the fact that you unironically believe this of yourself, Gary, is the number one point against you as like a person, as a person who's reasonable, who should be taken seriously.
So a sigma male would be almost like an alpha male, except that he doesn't care what other people think.
How far are we? 21. We're getting close to the point where I stopped watching and drove home.
Let me get you a formal definition of it.
Yes, give us a formal definition of this made-up term, please.
Like,
sure. Perfect.
I'm probably not giving you
because people like
you're not giving us anything.
I'm an alpha male, and I don't usually care what other people think. Don't you?
Don't keep picking your nose, Rob. Keep picking your nose. Keep picking your nose. Do it. Do it. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Do it. Do it. Pick your nose. Pick your nose. We all know you want to. We all know you want to. Do it. Do it, Rob. Do it. Here's what Rob does when nobody's watching. Here's what Rob does when nobody's watching, when he thinks that nobody's looking at him. Look at that. Let's see it again. Oh, grody. 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 I don't care. I don't care. I'm done. I'm done trying to be charitable to you. I will use as many ad hominems attacks as you have. I'm done being fucking charitable to you.
Pardon?
Okay, so the way, like, it's called a lone wolf, right? A sigma male.
Is that Latin, by the way?
You're such a fucking idiot, dude. You're such a fucking idiot. Sigma. Is that Latin? Dude. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Greek.
Oh, Greek.
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of overlap between Greek and Latin.
No, there's basically none. There's basically none.
A sigma male is an internet slang and pseudoscience.
Pseudoscience.
The term used most often to describe archetypes of a male who's a lone wolf.
There you go. There you go. Pseudoscience.
The product of a message born in 2010.
It's so fitting. It's so fitting that you actually said it. You actually said it. You said the word pseudoscience. Oh my god.
Has gained widespread. Let me see description. Sigma males are lone wolves, respected for their abilities and down-to-earth confidence.
Nobody respects you. Nobody respects you. If you call yourself a Sigma male unironically, nobody respects you, and that's why you call yourself a Sigma male unironically.
And commanding as alpha males, but more independent and introverted. Social statuses don't matter to them, and they prefer to operate autonomously on their own terms. So, whereas an alpha male is trying to impress the pack, the sigma male is the lone wolf. The sigma male is the wolf that goes on by himself and says, I'm going to do my own thing. Well, the alpha male is trying to impress the pack.
This is so silly. This is so silly. Love it. I love it.
They're the leader.
I love it when Gary and Rob talk about themselves in gay werewolf fan fiction terminology. This is amazing.
The pack. Does that make sense?
No, it doesn't make sense. Actually, Gary, it doesn't make any fucking sense.
Rob?
Right.
Yeah. Right. Because you weren't paying attention.
That makes sense. I mean, I've never heard the term sigma male.
Yeah, this is not alpha, but there's gamma. There's gamma.
None of this is real. This is all gay werewolf fan fiction terminology. None of this is real.
has got to be beta males. Beta males are worse.
No, there's worse. Beta male is bad. What is it? Omega male.
Omega
Gamma
male. Yeah. This is.
Yeah, I mean.
Wow.
Anyway,
No.
so I want to get back to atheism, though, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's get. Even Rob was so done with your incel bullshit that he's like, man, let's change topics. I'm tired of listening to this. This is so sad, dude.
So scientific absurdity. So Gary, why do you think I'm going to play the devil's advocate? I'm going to.
Oh my God, okay? Rob playing devil's advocate. This is going to be good.
Gary, and why do you think that abiogenesis is absurd?
Because it's demonstrably true that life comes from non-life.
Not true. We done it in a lab. It happens.
Life can never come from non-life.
Untrue. It happens in a lab.
If I have something in the corner there, and even
having something in the corner there. But Gary, I have not observed life coming from. I have not observed life coming from life at the beginning. Have you?
Did you observe God creating the universe? Same fucking argument.
I observed life coming from life. That's your question?
At the beginning, like I wasn't there at the beginning of time when life was formed or created. At the beginning of time?
No, dude. This is a couple million years ago. Sure, but at the beginning of time? No, certainly not. The Earth had already existed for billions of years before this happened. This is ridiculous. It's just a fundamental misunderstanding of the other side of the argument here.
So how can I know that what you're saying is demonstrably true, as you said?
Because we can recreate it. We can do it in a lab. We can show the mechanism that was exploited to do this. We can show it.
It logically follows. Life, from what's observable, life only comes from life, right? Time
so we
impossible.
Okay. This is your only argument. This is your only argument. Life does not come from non-life. And then when we show you how it does, you just nope, it can't happen. It's impossible. It's impossible. Can't happen. Not logical. Doesn't follow. This is so dumb. This is so dumb. It's intellectually dishonest. You look at it. We give it to you so you can review it. And still, no, it's impossible. It's impossible. Can't happen. Logic. It doesn't follow. It makes no sense. It's so scientific. Fucking Neanderthal.
So what you're saying, Gary, is that we know that life comes from life because that's what we've always observed.
That's what's observable, testable, and verifiable.
Except for the times that we see the other thing happen in a lab, right? Except for all of those times.
Right. So even though we don't observe the uncaused first cause, we can deduce that the uncaused first cause created all life because life always.
No, we can observe life coming from non-life. We can observe.
No. What I'm saying is.
He said it. I'm gonna clip that shit. He said it.
Life coming from life. I'm sorry. We can observe life.
Right. Wait. What we can't observe is the uncaused first cause.
If you want to,
there is no first cause. There is no first cause. There just isn't. There just isn't. I don't know why you need there to be a first cause. There isn't.
Observe something that has happened in the past, right? You can't observe it anymore, but we can still.
I agree with that. But here's the problem: I cannot observe the uncaused first cause.
Oh my God! Prove that your great grandmother was real. Prove that your great grandmother was real because you didn't observe her. Gary, you didn't observe your great grandmother in her life, right? Prove that she's real. Go ahead.
Okay.
Known as God. I cannot observe God.
Oh, so then it's unscientific, right?
What do you mean by God?
The immaterial, spaceless, timeless being.
How can a being be immaterial? Makes no fucking sense. How can anything be immaterial? We observe no immaterial things in this world. Everything in this universe is material, has a material existence. Everything. Every last little fucking atom. Every last one of them. Nothing in this world, nothing in this universe is immaterial. This is a nonsensical statement. And it's special pleading, as a matter of fact. You can't observe God because he's immaterial. Special pleading, you're moving the goalposts. End of question.
And you can't observe him. Why?
I cannot observe God with my five senses.
You can't observe God with any of the senses that you don't have. And by the way, you have more than five senses. And you can't observe God with machines. You can't observe them with microscopes, with telescopes, with any tools that humans can devise. God is never observable, ever.
You can't observe God with your five senses.
Pardon?
You can't. So your argument is you can't observe God with your five senses. Is that's your argument?
Yeah, I can't observe God with my five senses. So how can I know that what you're saying is demonstrably true?
Can you observe your brain with your five senses?
No.
Yes.
Do you think your brain exists?
My brain does exist, and I can't observe.
Can you observe your mind with your five senses?
The mind, like consciousness, I guess. But again, why does this matter?
Can I observe my what?
Mind. Your mind.
My mind? No, I cannot observe my mind.
Do you
but I know my mind exists.
Okay, how do you know your mind exists?
I think, as Descartes said, I think, therefore I am.
So through the actions of other things, you know that your mind exists?
Yeah, I must be able to deduce that I have a mind and a brain because I'm able to think and use my reason, logic, and common sense. So I must have a brain and a mind because I think.
Just like if there's a creation, there must be a creator. So you do believe in things.
Right, but then you're going to walk and say, well, the universe exists and it is a creation, so therefore there must be a creator. No, the universe is not a creation. That is, it just is, homie. It's not a creation. It's just something that exists. But this is the fundamental presupposition that you will not let go of, because otherwise your worldview has no legs to stand on.
Can't observe. So just to put that out there, you do believe.
Okay.
Correct.
So I do believe in things I can't observe.
Okay, good. So this is no different than that. If there's a creation, there must be a creator. If there's a moral, if there's morals, there must be a moral lawgiver.
No, no. Morality exists in your mind. It does not require a lawgiver. This is such a ridiculous point. No, flat out, I refuse. No.
Yeah, and just so we're clear, everyone knows that I'm playing devil's advocate.
He's playing the idiot atheist.
Yeah.
He's doing a terrible job.
I'm not good at it, by the way, because
at least he admits
it. My mind doesn't like the whole stupidity.
Your mind doesn't like information. It doesn't like learning. It doesn't like doing any amount of work to decipher whether or not the positions that it holds are reasonable to be held. You don't like doing mental work, Rob. That's why you don't read anything that we send you. That's why you don't learn anything that we tell you. Nothing. You don't like doing intellectual mental work. That's why.
There's a famous line from the movie As Good as It Gets. And it's Jack Nicholson.
So Gary
asked how you write women so well, right?
And you said you were saved at. Sorry.
And he goes, I think of a man, and then I take away all reason and responsibility. And that's how I come up with a woman, right? If you want to think
I think this is more an insult on Jack Nicholson than anyone else. This is such a terrible thing to say. How do you write women? I take men, I imagine a man, and then I take all reason and responsibility away. And that's how I get a woman. That is such a fucked thing to say. And I can't imagine that Gary is about to say anything better.
An atheist? Just take away all intellectualism and knowledge and make yourself an atheist. Just, I don't know anything and I don't care. Now you're thinking like an atheist.
Wow. Just wow.
Go ahead, Rob.
So I think, Gary, that like I said, I've never in my entire life, I've never had the thought there is no God. That thought has never crossed my mind. There's been times where I've been disobedient to God, where I've been disappointed myself with my disobedience in relation to how it affected my relationship with God. I've disappointed myself in how I've interacted with people in line and in life. And I've been disappointed in other people with how they treated me. But in my entire life, I've never had the thought that God has disappointed me. I've never had the thought that there is no God. And I've never had the thought that God doesn't love me.
Agreed.
Those three thoughts have never crossed my mind once in my life.
Interesting. Those are the three thoughts you should examine the most. Because those are the primordial presuppositions of your worldview. Those are the things that you should be worried about the most. Those are the things that I had to deconstruct when I deconverted. Those are the questions that I had to ask myself. It's insane that these are just the things you're not willing to let go of. Right? I think Jazz said it is these are the little lies that you believe so that everything else makes sense. And it's so sad. This is such a sad way to live.
Ever.
The last one, the God doesn't love me. I think I agree with that. The other two for sure, right? I remember being a kid, 8, 9 years old, and I didn't grow up in a Christian family. My parents had.
So did you grow up Protestant or Catholic? Like, what was the common belief system from your?
This is a great question. I'd actually like to know as well.
Secular.
Okay.
Secular.
So like the whole naturalist Darwinian evolution.
Yeah.
Wow.
You said in grade 9 that you were already questioning the circular reasoning of your teacher.
Because it was retarded. That's why. Yeah. But that didn't come from home. That just came from listening to the lecture in class, right? Like, this is nonsense. This is absolute ninth grade. Miss Poggio's class. It's absolute nonsense. And then I'm calling this out, and then like she's confused, like she had never thought of it before. And she goes, "No, this is right." And I'm like, and I was never an atheist. Like, because
no. This is man, I don't even know how to respond to this. This is so sad. It is absolutely heartbreaking that Gary was personally failed by the educational system in Texas so bad that his educator was not able to explain to him one of the most basic concepts in biology. It is so sad. It is so sad. Gary, you are a Neanderthal, but I do feel bad for you. I am sorry. If I had a time machine, I would go back in time to save you from that terrible educator and find you a better one who could explain to you why evolution is correct. Because it's very obvious that you've never had a quality educator in your fucking life.
I mean, I might as well have been. I guess practically I was living as if there was no God, but I never, like, atheists will get this. Like, everyone's an atheist until someone lies to them and tells them there's a God. No, I remember being a little kid, and no one ever told me there was a God. And I remember praying to God as a little 8, 9-year-old kid. I remember this firsthand. Like, that's not true. I say this, and I'll ask them to prove that claim. That everyone. So
Gary, here I have 3 questions. Maybe you can help me out here.
And then we're gonna wrap it up. Yes, go ahead.
I'm not playing devil's advocate. These are actually 3 questions that I really want to hear. I know like some like Kem or Aaron actually answer. So, one is, why would you ever think that abiogenesis is remotely scientifically possible?
Because we can observe it. We can observe the mechanisms through which abiogenesis can occur. We are closing in on the exact model that will explain all of this. It is currently unresolved, but we are closing in every fucking day, closer and closer to having the answer. And it is the most likely candidate for the origin of life on the planet. No other explanation has gotten this close. And certainly not yours.
Like, what possible universe would that?
Well, scientifically, it's not possible. It's their
wrong.
religion. It's the foundation of their religion.
Okay, here.
God, stop saying that.
Here's another question. Why would you think that macroevolution is scientifically possible?
Because we can observe it. We have observed it multiple times.
Well, it has to be, right? The answer is it has to be, right? In order for my religion to be true, it has to be.
So this is circular reasoning, because in order for you to be an atheist, you have to assume macroevolution was never been observed as true, and that means you have to allow.
No, I don't have to assume anything. That's the magic of it. I can just look at the data. I can see the studies. I can look at the tree of life. I can see what the scientists, with the people at the top of their fields are fucking doing every fucking day of their lives. I can see it. We have observed the peppered moths speciating. This is so ridiculous. This is silly. It's silly.
Possibility of abiogenesis, which is scientifically impossible and logically absurd.
And then they'll say, "No, Rob, I just lack a belief." Right? It's like,
well, I lack a belief in abiogenesis. I lack a belief in abiogenesis and macroevolution.
Cool. So do the rest of us. We all lack a belief in this stuff. We have confidence because we have data to back it up. None of us believe this on faith, Rob. This is your fundamental problem. This is why you don't get it.
So what does it even mean?
I lack a belief that you lack a belief. So where are we?
What? What is that? What is that statement? I lack a belief that you lack a belief. Bro, shut the fuck up. None of that makes sense.
Now.
Basically, we can't know anything. And if we know one thing, then it means we know everything.
Then we know numerous.
Because then we have all knowledge.
Then we have all. It's just a fundamentally unserious position.
Yeah, I know. But you said if we don't. You said, remember, if I know that I'm not. Remember, you said, do you know you're having a conversation? I don't know. Like, okay, wait a second. I know that I'm having a conversation with Gary right now, which means I know at least two things. I'm having a conversation, and that this conversation is real. Which means now I know.
No, you don't know that. You fundamentally don't know that. Your brain could be in a jar. You don't know that. You have confidence, right? You have confidence that your brain isn't in a jar, but you don't know. Not ever. Not really. Not truly. Right? This is...
I know everything because I know those two things. Because now I have all knowledge.
But I also know that's the only thing that I know, which means I have to have all. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? If I know the only thing I know is that we're having this conversation, then I know everything.
Then I have all knowledge.
Yeah.
Which means I'm God.
This is why you just don't take these people seriously. I mean,
and we're supposed to take these people.
I can't believe I took you seriously. I can't believe I made the mistake of trying to have a human conversation with you, Gary and Rob. I can't believe it. You don't care. Neither of you care. All you want to do, and I said it, and I think I said it to Peter privately, that talking to you felt like playing chess with a pigeon. Because it shits all over the board and struts around like it won. And and he said to me on a later occasion that I chose my channel name correctly because this is exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to be tearing my hair out. And honestly, that has been the experience with you. That has been the experience with the both of you. I cannot believe that you are hosting this debate, Rob. I cannot believe that Gary is moderating it. I'm floored. I'm floored by the immeasurable stupidity of the both of you. It is... How do people become this stupid? I'm sorry. This is...
Well, seriously?
I would advise you not to. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Because you need to... Oh! Rob, having fucking difficulties. Amazing. Rob fumbling with Rumble. Amazing.
We are here. I am joined having this conversation. Then I know everything.
Then I have all knowledge.
Oh my God.
To the ultimate question: is there a God? The big question. You already.
They'll say no without even saying. They'll say no without even thought. We don't think about it. They'll just say no.
No, I will say, I don't know. Prove it to me. Prove to me that your God exists. Show me your God. That is what I've said. I don't believe you. Show me it. Show it to me.
I wait. Think about this. Who says things they know aren't true? Very weak men.
Pardon?
Who?
And then we've circled all the way back to this fucking weird ass machismo that you have, Gary. That this is not an argument. Okay? This is not an argument. People say shit all the time. Sometimes they're wrong. Sometimes they're right. It's just how humans are. Okay? You're trying. This is just the worst ad hominem.
Aren't true.
Weak men.
Very weak men say things.
Yeah, very weak.
True.
And the thing is, if you notice,
who is responsible for most of the world's problems? Very
weak men. Yeah.
Okay. Look at the
thing is, like, so
as a state religion.
Here's the thing.
This fucking argument. This fucking argument. Ugh. Countries that have state atheism. Gary, you live in a country that is officially secular. You live in one of those. And look how well we're doing. So does Rob. Rob lives in an officially secular country. And look how well they're doing. You want to look at a theocracy in practice? Check out Saudi Arabia. You want to see another theology in practice? North Korea. Kim Jong-un is their god. That's theology. That's theocracy in practice.
But very weak men who say things they know aren't true.
So here's 5 weak men that I know of. Then. Sam Harris, Matt Dillahunty,
of course,
Richard Dawkins,
of course,
Jeffrey Lauder, and so Aaron Ra, Matt Dillahunty, Richard Dawkins, Jeffrey Lauder.
Can't even count.
There's another. Cosmic Skeptic, Andrews of the British team.
Wow, dude, you're gonna diss Alex O'Connor? That's insane. That's insane. You're gonna diss Alex O'Connor, one of the brightest people who are anywhere near me in age that I've ever. This man, the most eloquent debater currently on YouTube, bar none. And you're dissing him. Wow,
dude.
I actually respect him more than most atheists. Like I think
even Gary respects Alex O'Connor. Rob, you are so far off the mark, my dude. Oh my god.
Cosmic Skeptic?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I mean,
he takes it back.
He's not as bad. But then again, he'll go to, I just like a belief too. It's like, okay, I like to believe in that. Like, I don't care. What can you prove? What do you have evidence for? What can you make an argument for? That's what I care about. Can't do those things, then we're gonna move on.
That's true, but here's the thing, right? So they're the 4 horsemen of atheism were considered Richard Dawkins, Sam Harris, Michael Shermer, and what's the 4th?
Hitchens.
So Richard Dawkins, Sam Harris, Michael Shermer, and
Hitchens. You're forgetting Hitchens.
I don't know, maybe Bill Nye.
What? Bill Nye? Bill Nye's in. Oh my god. Oh, you massive retard. It's Christopher Hitchens. You massive retard. Bill Nye? Yeah, Bill Nye debated Ken Ham, and he's talked a lot about evolution, and he went to the Creation Museum, but he's not. I don't. Oh my god, this is just so sad. This is just so sad. I can't believe I've been punching down this whole time. This is, oh, you massive retard.
I don't think it was Bill Nye.
No.
Bill Nye is obviously a fundamentally unserious person.
Yeah, fundamentally unserious person who has done more to educate the children of my generation, and I think even the generation prior, than anyone who believes in your book, homie. Oh my god. Imagine making science accessible, making scientific knowledge accessible to the youngest demographic in our country, and that makes you unserious. Man, I don't know that there were more serious people than Bill Nye. I don't know that there are more serious educators than Bill Nye. This is insane. It shows how little you know about the other side of this conversation, Rob.
Oh, and no, remember Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Neil deGrasse Tyson. DeGrasse. Say it right. Holy shit. You're going to invoke people? At least say their name right.
Like, these are all fundamentally unserious people, but these are the people that are propped up in the political arena.
Political arena? I don't know that Bill Nye and Neil deGrasse Tyson have gotten really political. Bill Nye is an educator, he's an engineer. Neil deGrasse Tyson is a scientist of some kind. I think he worked at a planetarium before that. Like, they're just educators. They're people who go out and talk about these things.
Just being like
Daniel Dennett is the 4th one.
Pardon?
No, it's Hitchens.
Dennett is the 4th one.
Yeah. And then you've got like lower tier atheists like Aaron Ra, Matt Dillahunty, Kem Ridgick.
Go fuck yourself, Rob. Go fuck yourself. Don't put me in a room with these people. Don't put me in a room. I don't deserve it. I don't deserve to be in a room next to Aaron Ra and Matt Dillahunty, who have done infinitely more to combat the stupid fucking bullshit that comes out of your mouth and the mouths of people like you. Don't compare me to these people. I don't deserve that. Lower tier atheist. Go fuck yourself. I'm a layperson, dude. I'm a layperson and I can sit here and argue with you and win, homie, because you don't have a fucking case. You got schooled by a double dropout 5 times in a fucking row and my channel is proof.
London Storm. But by the way, London Storm is debating me on Modern Day Debate Channel on May 11th.
No, he's not. No, he's not. I don't think he is anymore. Not after he learns that you're a serial sexual harasser. I don't think so, Rob. I don't think so.
There you go. All right, we're already 35 minutes and we do have to wrap this up. Rob?
We got to wrap it up. Okay, how about we wrap it up by the 40-minute mark? Sound good?
Oh, we gotta wrap it up.
Like now?
So, yeah, we gotta wrap this up now.
Okay, so
yeah, you're yapping too much, and he doesn't like your yapping, man. He doesn't. This is insane, ladies and gentlemen, and those in betwixt. When you talk to Rob, this is who you're talking to. Okay, and I don't care if people call me people call me out for doing this. This is who you're talking to. This is the magnitude of stupidity that you are talking to. Okay? Rob Gruen has never said a serious, coherent thing in his fucking life. He is a massive idiot, and he's friends with massive idiots. Like Gary, who is the biggest pussy in Texas, and I will keep fucking saying this until I die. You are the biggest pussy in Texas, Gary. You are the biggest pussy in Texas. You ran from a live stream, and the clip is up on my channel. You ran when I said something completely reasonable. You ran with your tail tucked between your fucking legs, you fucking coward. You are a coward. This is who you're talking to. This is who you're having intellectual debates with. This is who I wasted my time with, and this is who you are wasting your time with if you're talking to Rob Gruen. A failed preacher of no renown who has only managed to get attention because he yells at people on the internet long enough that people feel the need to talk to him. There is nothing intellectual about this man. He doesn't have 2 brain cells to rub together. That's why he's picking his fucking nose on camera. You're going to pick your nose, dude? Do it somewhere private. Do it in a fucking bathroom. Do it when nobody can see you. Don't be grody on stream, bro. It's weird. And it doesn't look good. It makes you look bad. Matter of fact. I'm done. I'm done talking to you, Rob. I'm going to finish cutting up our conversations. I'm going to put it on the channel. I'm going to have my debate with you in June because I gave you my word and I'm a man of my word. And I will have my debate with you. I will destroy you live in front of God and everyone. In front of your God and everyone, rather. And then I will never speak to you again. I am done. I cannot believe that you spent 37 minutes. And this is part 2, right? I was willing to forgive you for the first one. This is part 2, right? You spent 37 minutes insulting me, insulting people on my side of the field, making no arguments, and just a bunch of claims. And you point at your book and you say that we're all liars. So you know what? I'm done. No more. No more airtime for Robert Gruen. No more. So many regrets. So many regrets. And I tried. I really did. I tried to be nice. I tried to be kind. I tried to be charitable. I am the most charitable person you will meet. I am the most charitable person you will ever speak to on a topic such as this. I have defended you publicly and privately, and I regret it because you don't deserve it. You didn't deserve it then. You don't deserve it now. Robert Gruen, the next fucking rapist out of Hamilton, Ontario. Likely. Ridiculous. Fucking ridiculous. I'm done. We're done with all of this. We're done. End stream.